What's up, everybody? Right on time as always. Welcome to the Houston Texans Madden 21 franchise rebuild, the finale. You know, mentally, I'm not even ready to end this series as we just accomplished our primary goal a few days ago on 8-8 day. I didn't realize this until I was done. August 8th is the day that we conquered the series and won the Super Bowl. It was meant to be. And now we are ending our journey on episode 104. Thank you all for being a part of the series. Thank you for being here today. I'm just going to be doing a long-term simulation, getting us to the end of the stories for a lot of these players. I don't feel ready. But new game coming out, new Madden. I'll be playing it tomorrow, it looks like, on the channel. And I want to get to the new stuff. So get ready for something new. Although a big franchise rebuild like this, probably not till the scouting update come September. What's going on, everybody? By the way, if you're watching this when it's not live, down below, I'll try to have some timestamps for you to be somewhat helpful if you want to get to different parts of this. Yep, we're doing one season at a time. It'll take a little bit. Can I do a mini rebuild of the Bills before my big rebuild? I do plan on doing something smaller, like what I'm doing with MLB The Show right now with that Marlins series. But I don't know what it's going to be quite yet. I have a couple ideas. Thanks for all the content. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Daddy Rat 64. Appreciate that. Thank you. Regards from Costa Rica. Welcome to the stream, Esteban. Hope you're doing well. The perfect live stream to watch. Going through Final Fantasy X. The first Final Fantasy I played was Final Fantasy X-2, which I actually liked. And a lot of people at the time were telling me it was the, oh, that's the worst one. So yeah, oh, this is the wrong recap, man. I backed out of this. That's the one I want. Yep, big plans for Madden 22, and with the EA early access, like, games have too many release dates, especially EA games, because the game will actually come out, but you can pay to get it early, but you can also subscribe to their thing to get it even earlier for a 10-hour trial, but it also usually releases a day before they announce it's actually available. Like, dude, it's ridiculous. It might be easier to get your hands on a PS5 than know what day Madden comes out. There's too many days. Thoughts on the Rams with Stafford? I've talked a lot about the Rams during the offseason, and honestly, to me, they're my NFC Super Bowl pick. I think it's going to be a really good fit, and I got pretty high expectations for the LA Rams this year. Hey, no worries, Dane. Yeah, if you don't want to or can't do a super chat, that's no problem. You're still very much welcome here. It's a very optional thing. But I appreciate your support. Thank you for the kind words. Rashid, doing well. How you doing? If you want to see Kane post Madden 22 content, give me a hell yeah. I'm getting excited for it. I've been actually looking forward to the game this year, having new stuff to talk about. It's weird, you know? I haven't been really looking forward to a Madden release in a handful of years. I saw an early Madden 22 vid from C4 where Mac retired mid-season because the Bears are doing real bad. No way! Khalil Mack retiring mid-season. Alright, the next step is to get Devontae Davis retiring mid-game, mid-season. Oh, yeah, then you got small stores who say, we're going to release this game 4 hours early. Exactly. Your smaller game stores. If you have a hookup, a lot of times, you can get stuff early there. I do not have a hookup. Wish. What my favorite type of cheese? Mozzarella. Second would be like Colby Jack, which is technically 2 cheeses. Colby and Monterey Jack. But I think that if I had a block of Mott's and some Colby Jack, I'd pretty much be covered for everything I could need. Very versatile. You know? When will I get Madden 22 content? Oh, I imagine the trial is available tomorrow fairly early. And once it's available, I'm doing something. I don't know exactly what it's going to be quite yet. But I'm going to have some videos, some streams coming out over the next few days. Now, there was nothing for Monday and Tuesday. All right? I told y'all that I'd be busy to start the week. That's because, once again, I'm moving. But this time I'm not moving across the country. I'm moving very close, just to a new house. And scrambling to get stuff ready while Madden's coming out. But I like it. It's a good kind of busy for me. I like it a lot. So, doing as much as I can. Basically gonna grind content all day, and then at the new house, just setting everything up. So, very excited about that. Thank you, Michael. Thank you. And thank you to all of you, because y'all are the only reason that I'm able to do this every day, and I've been able to move across the country and put forth some of these ideas I've had and been working towards for so many years. Come to Arizona. I'm just fine in Texas. It's hot enough here. It's hotter there. Come back to Minnesota. You tell me when winter lasts 3 days, okay? I'm okay with winter on December, like the week of Christmas. If it's winter, even if it's like -10, I will gladly deal with that. But if it's not the week of Christmas, no. I'm too old for snow days. It's not fun anymore. Will there be some form of Hall of Fame for this wrap up? So players can get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and we can show that off. I really need to do a more structured Hall of Fame, considering all the series I've done and how much time it's been. Appreciate the super chats, everybody. Samuel sent one a few minutes ago. Last week I moved into my first apartment by myself. Congrats to you, Sammy. This channel has been one of my favorites for years, and I'll be watching for many years more. Love it. Congrats to you. My life changed for the better ever since your last episode. Well, congratulations on whatever happened that made your life better in the last 72 hours. Love it. Can't stand the snow. I live in the north and it sucks. You know, it's something that you can't get used to. You really don't get used to the snow, because for 6 months out of the year, you avoid it. And then you're like, oh, how bad could it be? And then little things annoying you, you know, having to warm up the car before you leave, having to avoid puddles of like melted snow, which is water if you didn't know. You know, your pant legs dragging on the ground, getting all soggy, like just little stuff. Just eats at you. We got plenty of snow in Texas. So we got plenty last year, or February. I'm hoping that this time around we can keep the snow a bit further north. Kane, if you move to Arizona, you can fry eggs on the sidewalk. That's tempting. Could I toast bread on the sidewalk too? What'd you think about the season coming up for the Raiders? Love the content, by the way. Keep being awesome, Kane. I think the Raiders are still kind of stuck in that middle-ish tier. I just don't know that they've done enough to put themselves over the edge. You know, they've made a lot of really head-scratching moves. The front office has there. I can't tell if it's more Gruden or Mayock, but I think it's Gruden. And now they've undid a lot of those moves, basically admitting they were wrong a couple of years into a lot of those signings that didn't make sense at the time and didn't make sense now. I still think there's some good things on that team, but for them to like get to be in the playoff conversation, a stronger playoff team, I think it's Henry Ruggs taking a big step, which could very well happen. I think that he's more than a deep threat. I also think you got to figure out what this defense is going to do. And I really like the signing of Unique Ngakoue. I do think he's got plenty of juice. Maybe he's not the top tier edge rusher he was billed as for a little bit, but he's certainly solid. I saw enough from him last year with the Vikings to think pretty highly of him. And the team missed him when he was traded to the Ravens. But, yeah, I think they're just stuck in that kind of middle tier. Thank you for the super chat. What sold me on the new house? A bit more space. Really wanted just I don't know, just more space in general. The house I'm at right now, every little bit of it feels a little bit cramped, just the way it was designed. And so like my new setup, it's not like a massive upgrade for my setup, but I got an extra, I think this room I'm in right now is a 10 by 10. And the new room is like 11 by 11 3/4 or something like that. And it has a really nice, you know, it has less of a claustrophobic feel to it. I think I can do a little bit more in there. The layout's a little bit better because there isn't a massive sliding closet door. So it'll just be, it'll be better for content for sure. And I'll be able to do a little more with spicing up the room too. Had to send 5 for the best 500 Madden franchise of all time. Love it, Chris. Thank you. Thank you very much. What do you think about my Washington football team? You know, I'm pretty hopeful for them. I think that the defense is extremely good. I think Fitzmagic being on a team with a good defense, Antonio Gibson, F1 Terry McLaurin, you bring in Curtis Samuel. I mean, it's one of the most talented situations he'll have ever played in. And I really hope he can stay healthy all 17. It's not 16 anymore. But they should be kind of, I think, favorites to win the division. I'm not sure what the betting odds say. I think it's either them or the Cowboys, but I bet it's less than a game of separation. I think that they have a pretty good setup. And I like Ron Rivera. They have a good coach, too. And that sometimes gets overlooked in the offseason when we're getting excited about teams. If I click on a player and go to goals, you can see their Hall of Fame progress. That's right, Ahmad. Thank you. I usually forget about that. Not something I've checked out a ton. All right, I think we're about ready to get started then. And we'll keep doing small talk as we go on. It's a lot of simulating, a little bit of waiting and everything. So, gotta save this as a new file and be on our way. What do I think about the Jaguars? Well, with Trevor Lawrence, I mean, I'm pretty excited to see them play this year. I think the defense is still going to be a problem. But, I mean, Lawrence, I really like Travis Etienne. I think you all know that. DJ Chark is legit. I know he's a little banged up right now. Laviska Shenault is a complimentary receiver. I think he's now in a better situation. With guys like Shenault or Cordero Patterson or any other guy who might need some more manufactured touches or something, you want to see them be complimentary. Too many times, those guys get drafted to be plan A for an offense. Like when Tavon Austin went to the Rams. I don't think that unless you can win on the outside and win with route running and have more ways than one of winning with just like speed and whatnot, that you need to go to a team where you can be complimentary. And I think Shenault can be more than that, but I think that kind of gadget role underneath stuff is going to be his game. I think that team's in a pretty good spot going forward, and I'm excited to see what the Urban Meyer NFL offense looks like. Pick one: Seymour, Hillhouse, or Turner. 3 GOATs. Boogie Turner, I would say he is the best of the 3. Oh yeah, they got Tebow. Can't forget about that. Emergency quarterback, fullback. You know, Tebow, if you think about it, he's kind of just a worse version of Taysom Hill now. Like, Tebow was kind of revolutionary at the time, but now he's just kind of worse left-handed Taysom Hill. Saints a justifiable rebuild team? Trade Thomas? I think so. Yeah, and I think that with a lot of the players that team has, you have some good pieces in place. Like the offensive line doesn't need a ton of work. It's really young. I think it's one of the youngest parts of that roster. But cap-wise, quarterback-wise, maybe you trade Thomas as a storyline. Yeah, you can hit the ground running there with a nice rebuild for sure. Gotta sell all this to manual. This hurts me as a sim hardcore franchise guy to sell this to manual, but y'all know how it is here. You're gonna get my thoughts on some more teams as we get to me talking about my top franchise teams. It'll be a video coming up on the channel. I would try to get it up tomorrow. I'll see when I can start recording and get going with that. So we're finally beginning. You know, 18-minute intros I think are pretty industry standard here on YouTube. So because I did not already have everything set to auto, I think I should handle the contract situation here, but then I'm just going to be simming. If I sim this stage, no one's getting signed, basically. Rec, appreciate the super chat. Thank you. Bought MLB The Show 21 last night. Started my O's rebuild. Oh, you got a long way to go. I hope you have updated rosters. And hope you're feeling all right, man. I'm sorry to hear that you're quarantining right now. But yeah, if you have updated rosters and you're using the O's, like, you got your work cut out for you. I think for Stafford to make the Hall of Fame with the Rams, he needs to win a Super Bowl. And then probably at least one more really high level, like NFC Championship run type season. I don't know. It depends, like, when you're weighing a player's Hall of Fame case, how much do you care about just volume stats? Especially in this era. Like, if you don't adjust for era, there are like 20 quarterbacks who are Hall of Fame caliber from the last decade. Is that how it should be? I don't know. I think I'm going to sign Alfonso Gresham here. Get this taken care of for the team. Oh, nope, he said no. Okay. That's your choice. Lynn Cox, 88 speed. Jermaine Wilbon made some plays in the postseason. Not going to spend a ton of time here. I know that I'm just going to be simulating basically anyway. But as we sim, I'd like to see a few players still on the team. Let's get Ryan Ford under contract, of course. Maybe not. Oh, I gotta get Russ Watson under contract with him. I can't give a fullback $5 million though. I have to give him the fair offer. Perfect. A lot of this core really got older. Man. I think I'll sign Lynn Cox. But I'll kind of let them do what they want to do in free agency now. I guess that won't work either. Then we're just going to tag Gresham. It's lower than the fair offer. We're going through that whole thing again. What is the Mr. Hurricane Texans Ring of Honor since this is the finale? Joey, I appreciate the super chat. I think it'd have to be, you know, Rosemond. I think Cordell Hillhouse, Dre Tatum, George Ingram. How many do you put in a Ring of Honor? Because if it were like a top 4, I think I just named the top 4. While we're still in this stage too, I think I'll check out the current legacy for the team and some career stats just to show you where we're at the end of the series, basically. Shadon Rosemond, 193 touchdowns, 62 interceptions, really solid. I wish we had gotten through more time with him, but it took a while to find the franchise quarterback. I mean, that's 2027. We spent half the season with him, half the season without him. I like the second half better. Robert Penn, 9,000 career rushing yards, roughly. Frank Banyard, almost 4. Russ Watson, 39 carries, 8 touchdowns. That's pretty good. Amari, 700 plus catches. Ingram, 500 plus. But Ingram has more touchdowns. Cassius Fowler, that's a really good start in 4 years. Paul Sears, Dante Hairston. A lot of sacks allowed here for Leslie Good. It's not good to allow a sack every other game, and that's like his career pace. 88 sacks for Cordell Hillhouse, 76 for Stephon Ferris, 47.5 for Allen Beverly. 13 picks for Dre Tatum. Another player I wish we had been able to complete his career during the series, but he won't be going anywhere anytime soon. Ryan Ford, 82%. Solid. 57 is his career long, by the way. We saw one of those in the championship game. All right, where's Legacy at? Here. Can you go by my team? All right, here's the Legacy for our whole team. I think 10,000 gets you Hall of Fame, right? Because Cordell Hillhouse is at 12.7. Does it? Where does it show Hall of Fame progress again? I thought it had a bar somewhere. What's the star mean? That they've won a Super Bowl or something? Well, because everybody on the team has. What's the star mean? Yeah, it says Geno Harris because that was the name of the coach when I created him. And then I changed his name and everything as a little storyline. But it has William Lindsley on the right side. That's weird. Goals. See, this is why it's nice to have 500 other people that can pay attention better than me and everything. Because somebody said goals earlier. All right. Give me Cordell Hillhouse. He has the highest legacy on the team. Goals. All right. Maybe it's 15K. But I think he ends up getting there. I'm going to miss this team in this series a lot. The most challenging rebuild that I've done on the channel. Oh, okay, that's what that star means. Okay. That wasn't very clear to me. I can't even upgrade George Ingram. He's too good. It won't let me upgrade him anymore. It's just not fair. Now, when I was doing my simming on Madden 20, controlling a team and having them make franchise or free agency moves was a problem. So I want to see if the Texans made any signings. Wow, Chase Young still getting $15 million here. I know his rating is still up pretty good. Watson's going Tampa. Brian Burns under $4 million. All these players are old now. Henry Ruggs. Okay, we did sign a couple players. CJ Gardner-Johnson. That was not the right move. You already had the safety you wanted on roster. Jabari Carr's legacy score? That's not a bad idea, but he might be a free agent right now because I'm fairly certain he signed a 1 year. Let me sim a couple stages just to see him get on a team eventually. Candidate to the Browns? Ooh. That is interesting. All right, what do the Texans do here? A running back, Austin Saunders. A wide receiver, Dalton Pope. Those are the big contracts. Oh, we got Wilbon and Montrell Russell. So I actually simmed this and they made those deals without me. I was going to let Russell go. But that's... Actually, no, at $6 million, I would keep him. That is like really good value for a run stopper. Jermaine Wilbon sticks around. Let's see if we can find a couple players, but there's too many moves and we're in stage 4. I know the CPU's bad at it, but we have to move quickly. That's the most important thing. Will the head coach series make a return? Yes. My plan is to do something like that. Bring it back for a little while during football season, more in the fall time. Kane just wanted to say thanks for all the amazing content from the Texans series. Can't wait to see what your 22 franchises will be like. It's going to be interesting, that's for sure. Appreciate the super chat. I can't wait to see what I come up with. I'm glad it still shows this here. So, I've been seeing in the comments a little bit, y'all telling me that I'm $300 million in debt, which seems a bit excessive. But is that true? Available funds, negative $318 million. Is it growing by the year? Am I handing out too many signing bonuses? Now, I don't know about you, but apparently I have gone in debt accidentally by $318 million. I'm going for a high score. What do they say? You owe the bank $3,000. It's your problem. You owe the bank $300 million. It's their problem. I'm just going to pretend that I never saw that. Kerry Borden. First draft pick of the entire series. $15 hot dogs coming to the Texans soon. Yeah. We are about to have the most ridiculous profit margins on the hot dogs and the Friday night fried fish. The Friday night fried fish is one of my favorite memes from the channel. Carr must have been re-signed because I'm not seeing him. Wow. He intercepted them 3 times in the Super Bowl, so they signed him. Candidates not getting a ton. Jordan Love, he's still in the league doing stuff. Kurt Reiner, oh, we couldn't bring him back for $3 million. What's another $3 million in debt when we're already $318 million in the hole? All right, I guess that Carr would have stayed with the Chiefs then. How was his season in KC? 6 sacks. So perhaps we did this at the right time. How come it's not showing his goals? Because we're in the off season, probably. But I do want to see his legacy. He's one of the most important players that isn't on our team any longer. But he's right around Hillhouse. Not far off. But I think that given that he's 32, he would need to win a Super Bowl, I think, to get to 15 and make the Hall of Fame. Where's Amari? Well, here's everybody on our roster. So, no one's really close other than Hillhouse. Ferris could, I mean, he's 30. Probably not getting there. That's not everybody. What is Amari at? Is he under 2K? Under Wes McKinney? Hall of Fame looks at 15K, I believe. Yeah, I don't think there's anywhere else here I can see it easily. Goals? Can I see the goals? You know, I play this game almost every day. You'd think I know my way around a bit better. Man, 1,020? No respect for Amari Jones. He ain't getting there. How about Russ Watson? If Russ Watson has more... How does he have more than Amari Jones? He has 1,202. What has he done to get there? I really want to know. Okay, I gotta talk about the running back they signed now. Austin Saunders, 89 speed. See, I like a little more juice here. You know who Austin Saunders is with this skill set? Marion Peppers from the Broncos franchise on the main channel. Where he's basically, imagine if you had Dalvin Cook, but he ran a 4.55 instead of a 4.4. That's Marion Peppers. And that is also Austin Saunders. Oh, Pro Bowler. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, easier to make it as a fullback than a receiver for sure. I appreciate that, Proton. Yeah, you're almost caught up. And this is the finale. How'd they draft without me now? John Barton, a wide receiver. Normal dev out of Clemson. 89 speed. Decent medium route running. Okay. Okay. To me, More of a day 2 player, but we won the Super Bowl, so we're picking at 32, the worst first round pick. To me, he's only a day 2 athlete, only 89 speed. But really good release, solid route running. Yeah, none of these athletic traits are in the 90s. Then you go 68, Torrey Newton, Penn State, normal. 2-down guy, back up to Montrell Russell. Jamar Kerr, pass rusher. Okay, I'm down with that. And now, whoa! What'd they do? They're trying to replace Russ. Brett Brackett, Wisconsin. 75 speed. Oh man, the game is trying to replace. Come on, they're trying to replace Russ Watson with Brett Brackett. And you know what? He's a pretty good fullback. I'm legitimately impressed. Was there any other fullback drafted? Why is this not sorted alphabetically? It must be sorted by a number in the background because it's not alphabetized. So of course I went in the wrong direction. There were more drafted fullbacks. I wasn't sure if the CPU ever drafted these guys, but we got the best one. We know how to scout fullbacks. Sweet. Alrighty. So the simming here, hopefully it should go by quicker. We're on the PlayStation 5, next gen simming. You know they're running out of ideas for these things when they're starting to hype up like not playing the game is faster now. Although, you know, load times are important. I just think it's funny the way they have to advertise certain modern technologies. All right. Oh, wow. I think they have to make Russ here the number 2. Paul Sears has overtaken Amari, though. That's interesting. I'm making one decision here. Like, why would you have Bernard on the bench? We shouldn't have signed Gardner Johnson. I don't think the game has totally wrecked my team yet, though. In due time, it will happen. Taking the Vikings into my online franchise league. Any tips? I mean, the Vikings have a great team for Madden, honestly. Focus train Kellen Mond. That's my tip for you. Focus train Mond. Use Irv Smith. And you never let Eric Kendricks leave the team. Play Gardner at corner. What? Did you see that game we lost? To Doug Ward? I mean, he's an okay corner. I think he could also play slot for us. We lost 42-7 to Doug Ward. Any chance on a Channel Hall of Fame video? Definitely a chance, but it won't be in the near future. I want to focus on hitting the ground running with Madden 22 content, but that'll be fun for more of a settled down time, which is like not the first month or so that Madden's out. Doug Ward, man. We made him stronger. He's battle-tested from playing us. Getting destroyed and embarrassed. Doug Ward has been rebuilt. Doug Ward is like the Alex Smith of our series. Totally fixed his career up. Out of position players mini-series. Like, I'm willing to do any weird idea for a mini-series, honestly, when you're talking just a couple of videos. Oh yeah, simming is much nicer on here. Love that. There are a lot of teams I'm thinking about right now, and honestly making my top 5 franchise teams video will help me more because I'll actually be looking more at these teams and some of the variables that I want. But with every franchise, you know, I'm looking for a different challenge. You know, the Texans were kind of like a full-on, get ready to tear down, rebuild. So I might look for something a bit different. One thing I think is really fun is when you take a team that has an aging quarterback and you know that you might have a chance to win early if you draft perfectly, but you're going to have to, like, your window is closing. And you're going to have to figure it out quick. Or your rebuild begins like 3 years in. Which to me, that would be like the Vikings. Well, they're a lot closer than like Atlanta is right now. Despite Matt Ryan being a better quarterback. But the Vikings, I mean, their core was young 4 years ago. And in football years, I mean, you age quickly. So Vikings have a window that could be, you know, closing. And it's not even like they're a top 3 NFC team or anything. Alright, so playoffs. We made it. That was your Chargers 17 franchise. Yep. That's it. Terrible division. The Colts are horrible. Maybe that's why they kept playing KJ Mentor. Maybe we never considered the idea that Mitchell Holiday could just be bad. Although this isn't a bad stat line, it's not great either. Well, they can't run the ball. They make the 2016 Vikings look good, with Matt Asiata running behind the worst line in the NFL. That was a frustrating year for me. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Keontae Barber, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. 2016 Vikings, man, were just like my least favorite Vikings team. They started out 5-0. And they finished 8-8. They also started another year in the early 2000s 5-0 and missed the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. It's kind of tradition. I'd rather watch the 3-13 Vikings over the 2016 Vikings. First 5 weeks, man. Massive NFL fool's gold. I've never been more deceived by a sports team in my life than the 2016 Vikings. Maybe the 2011 Eagles, the dream team. Because I had kind of bought in. And then, when everybody jumped off the bandwagon, I thought they could turn it around. I thought they could do it, and they did not. They did not do it. Knocked out in the divisional round this year, but hey, a respectable season. You know, you finish in the final 8. The Saints would be an interesting option. There's no clear quarterback, and the defense is aging. I love the Saints for a franchise because the quarterback situation is like straight out of college. And you don't got to worry about O-line. They're not fun to draft anyway. And are you getting star development or better anyway? How many, like, for developments on the Saints line? Like, Ramchek's going to be at least star. Armstead, Ruiz. I mean, you got some options there. Be pretty happy with that. They still got Warford. Feel the same way about the 09 Broncos, 6-0 with McDaniels and Kyle Lorton, and then they imploded. What year was it? Was it 2011 where the Bills started out 5-0, paid Fitzpatrick? This is pre-Fitzmagic. This is just Ryan Fitzpatrick. They started out like 5-0 or 5-2, and they paid him, and then they just fell off a cliff, and he was gone within like a year. And after so many years of wanting the Bills to be good, I'm sure Bills fans had been really hyped up that year, and then the rug is just pulled from under them. That had to have been a really difficult year, Bills fans. Yeah, Rack, you know what I'm talking about. So 25-5. A lot less touchdowns, less yards for Rosemond, which is weird considering the receiving core is still really good. Austin Saunders, 4 yards a carry. Russ Watson, he legit played second running back this year. He played the Robert Penn role. Okay. I like it. Whatever. George Ingram played all 16, under 1,000 yards. That doesn't seem possible. Amari, pretty good. That's a nice average right there. Cassius Fowler, good. 8.5 a catch. That's like what running backs get. And Russ Watson. Russ Watson. Oh, not 1,000 all-purpose. So close. Two main options for 22. The Lions for the bottoming out that team has done, or the Eagles and solving that train wreck. Saints a good one too. Yeah, I think that those are all great teams for different reasons, and that's what I want to highlight in my video. Like, it depends what you're looking for, because there are full-on massive top-down rebuilds. There's teams that have like a 2-year window and then a rebuild starts. There's teams that are a step into their rebuild, like Jacksonville getting Trevor Lawrence, or the Jets getting Zach Wilson. There are levels to the rebuild world here. Ferris, 10.5 sacks. Hillhouse, he missed games. No way he played all 16. What? He never got hurt. 26 tackles? 6.5 sacks? What's up with that? Y'all messed up at kicker. Dylan Rollins. So they didn't completely wreck the team, but the offense is going in the wrong direction. Dude, Tuki Toussaint has been fantastic since they called him up. Like, I've seen him pitch a little bit in real life. I knew who he was before trading for him in the Rockies franchise. That's who I thought I was getting. The guy who showed up one day randomly this year and then, like, went 6 innings or whatever against the Padres. Thoughts on the Phillies recently? I haven't been tuned into baseball as much the last couple weeks. Been super busy with whole process here with the house, so I'm not in baseball mode as much. I know they were down 5-0 when I checked in, or 4-0 against the Dodgers last night, but the Mets are letting them and the Braves claw their way back into it. It seems you got a 3-team battle there that should go down to the wire. Couldn't tell you much about the Phillies specifically, Connor, but I appreciate the super chat. I've liked their offense, you know, all season. I like where that team is at. Am I thinking of a Jets rebuild? Possibly. I'm thinking of a lot of different teams. I honestly don't know who it's going to be yet. Oh, I saw that Turner slide yesterday. That was pretty smooth. That animation's got to come to the show. Oh, I got to check retirements. My bad. I'm sorry. I believe I can still check it out. All right. Still some players from the beginning of the series, but not many. I want to know more about this whole, oh, Leslie Good, Robert Penn. But someone said earlier that in C4's video, Khalil Mack retired mid-season. I'm going to have to check his video out just to see that. Although I'd like my first look at Madden 22 to be my first look. Antoine Winfield Jr., Calvin Paulson, Adam Gase. All right, free agency recap. What happened this year? Kerry Mann to the Giants. Keelan Simmons, Mekhi Becton, Randy Wallace to Philly, Hugh Pugh to the Patriots, Robert Bullard to the Dolphins, Rashad Walker to Cleveland, Stephen Brown to Carolina. What did we do with our money? Calvin Johnson. We didn't do much, that's for sure. We must not have any money. We have a little bit of cap space, but must have used it on some extensions. This Beverly one must be new, right? Or did I do that one? I don't know. I like that Fowler's extended. Sears is extended. So those are all moves that I would have likely made. I don't think I would have done the Wilbon deal. Let's see how their second draft goes. CMC won MVP twice? How many seasons? Running backs don't finish that high very much. I've noticed that, Rack. I don't know what to do to get them to use the money better, but... ah, well. Alright, draft recap. 73 outside linebacker, another run stopper, Marlon Baggs. 83 speed, 46 zone coverage. Like, 59 is low. 46, his zone coverage is like anchored to the bottom of the ocean. Like, what are you doing with 46 zone coverage? That's a shame, too, because everything else is solid. Just the coverage. Joe Lucas. Another pass rusher. Finesse rusher. Okay. I'm not seeing game-changing kind of moves here. Jose Reddick. Okay. Decent tight end. Not a ton of upside, though, with any of these players yet to me. Jamie Ali from Minnesota. So, same archetype of running back that they just signed. You got to draft some better players if you want to stay on top. Yep, this is really going to be the last episode. I'm moving over to Madden 22 content beginning tomorrow. Oh, wow. In Bengals video, he switched to the Panthers playbook. Running back got 1,300 yards, 80 receptions, 1,100 receiving yards. Ooh, yeah. That's going to win you an MVP, perhaps. Alrighty, we're simming once again to the Super Bowl. When's the next Marlins video dropping? Yeah, I really want to record another one of those. I don't know yet, just because Madden comes out tomorrow, and I don't know how fast I'll get stuff done, but I will get to it. I am not done with that. And I still got to play the show. I love playing that game. By the way, on my main channel today, I put up a video of the Rockies franchise playing at the Field of Dreams. Cool stadium, fun episode. Check it out if you haven't. No, I've had no contact with EA anytime recently. So I have a couple questions. How many of you know anything about audio, or at least more than me? I'm looking at my new living room setup. It's a very open living room. Couch will face, the back will be like facing the kitchen, so it's not like a wall behind it. Am I best off getting like what do they call it, like a 3.1 setup with a center speaker, a subwoofer, and side speakers? Because I've never really had anything more than just a TV. I've never even had a sound bar. But I want something a bit better for this setup, and I don't know anything about audio. I don't know, like, I'm not like looking to get the best home theater experience or anything, but I would like it to sound a lot better than TV speakers, that's for sure. You know, something good for single player gaming. 5.1 would be nice for that setup. Because I would prefer, I guess, to keep the speakers in front of me. And I think most of the 5.1 setups are designed for you to have rear speakers, which I don't know yet if I want. In this playoff run, by the way, we were the 7th seed. We lost in overtime to the Denver Broncos. Second time in a row we faced them in this game. $5.1 if you want to spend the money, but a solid 3.1 and grab another base and hook it up if you can get really close. Okay. Thoughts on Moonlight Swami as a developer? I have 100% trust in Swami. I'm good friends with him. We think very similarly. We both approach franchise very similarly. The more power he has, the better I think the game can be. He's a great person to be working on franchise mode. Quality speakers will go farther than more speakers. I gotta remember that. I guess for me, I'd really like a setup that has something in the center, a sub on the side, and then side speakers. I think that is kind of optimal for the space, considering how open it is. And all the research I'm doing says to like steer clear of soundbars, which I don't know much about. I've never owned one. Here's the best audio I have right here. Okay, this is my Astro A50s. These are 8 years old and the battery sucks now. They last like 45 minutes. I'm a huge fan of the twin stacked Bose speakers for home setup. I don't imagine you're talking about these. Can you see this? Is this in the camera? I got these Bose speakers hooked up to my monitor that I game on now. 36 touchdowns though for Roseman, bouncing back a little bit. Austin Saunders, 3.9. They gave more carries this year to DeJuan McCutcheon, but the running game is still kind of weak. The S1 Pros, I imagine those are a little bit larger. The S1 Pros. Ooh, Bose, man, they just look so sleek. Portable speaker. I gotta do my research. Was that a leg tattoo? I don't have any tattoos. Maybe one day. Tell the Vikings to win a Super Bowl first. George Ingram, 1,000 yards again, 8 touchdowns. Amari, not bad. Have they given Amari any more legacy? Yeah, 1594. $12 sacks again for Ferris. That's 3 years in a row of leading the team at age 30. So it's not just like, it's a combination of him getting better after 30 and Hillhouse not being elite, just being solid. And I suppose that's really been most of his career. But it feels like he's always been, you know, closer to Aaron Donald than who's just like a really solid pass rusher inside. Like, I don't even think he's on like a Kenny Clark level. Maybe close to Kenny Clark. Of course I remember AJ Ray. Can't forget about the Raiders #1 that I drafted. Or his brother, DeRay Ray, running back. Russ Watson got hurt. I haven't checked any league leaders. My bad. KJ Mentor. He's now with the Bears, apparently doing pretty good. Jordan Love, what? 42 and 8? Oh, Hillhouse got to X Factor. I did miss that. What's going on, DJ South? Good to see you here. How about Jordan Love? Best season at like age 34 or something. I don't even know what to think. Kershaw. Lamar still playing. Doug Ward. Oh yeah, the Rams are in the Super Bowl. You're right. Matt Jenkins. 1,400 is really good for Madden. That's pretty good right there. Dante Myrick. Marcus Stewart. John Sullivan's got to have a high legacy score, right? I can't check his goals from here. He's not on my team. Cole Kmet. Random, like 15th year, 1,100 yards at tight end. The most random thing I've ever seen. Yeah, so I normally, you know, get... Oh, I guess he gets 800, 900 yards. He's done it before. That's just funny to me. I appreciate that, Cody. Glad you like the videos. The Rams are in the Super Bowl. Will Jordan Love get his title? I'm kind of cheering for it to happen. Yeah, we'll take a look at Tatum's stats. The Gary Barnage season. Perfect comparison. Jordan Love is a Super Bowl champion. He did it, and he's the MVP. Congratulations to Jordan Love. What? No way. Back-to-back years, different teams. Jordan Love just made a Hall of Fame campaign. He just became, at the very least, Eli Manning. Wow, that's pretty fantastic. See, Packer fans, you shouldn't have wanted Rodgers back so much. You're just holding back Jordan Love, future superstar. After we win the Super Bowl, that's what happens. We get one-upped by Jordan Love. Only makes sense. Alright, let's check Tatum's stats. You know what probably happened here? Why his stats are different? Because I think he lost the linebacker downs. I think he's strictly playing safety. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm going to fix that for the next season, though. That is really not supposed to be that way. He just pulled a Taquan Layton. I know. Yeah, they must have messed up the specialist part of the depth charts, and I'll take care of that. Please tell me you got a hidden dev player this time. Well, free agency first. Here are the top players. I saw a lot of these names in the previous one. Lamar Jackson to the Browns. I would like any Ravens fans' thoughts and opinions on this. 31 million too, still at age 38. Good for him. Looking for anybody that I recognize from our team, like Tevin Tyson. How's Jadarius Oliver? I know he had that really good year after he moved on. Or was that Dante Fry? Okay, Fry was on the Browns. I don't remember what team Oliver went to, but Dante Fry, we were just holding him back. 12 picks in 3 years. That's a lot of tackles for a corner. He must be playing slot. I think Dante Fry is hashtag good. 2-time Pro Bowler. Where is Jadarius Oliver these days? Quite late here in Sweden, so gotta go. But thanks for the great Texas memories. 8-8. Good evening. Appreciate the super chat. And indeed, 8-8. Can I get an 8-8 in the chat, please? Yeah, we'll get Ingram in the slot for sure. As a Ravens fan, if Lamar ever went to a division opponent, I would cry. Go Ravens. Really interested in the contract he ends up getting and what they end up doing as far as just overall team construction. But I imagine they'll get something done, you know. No one ever says, no, we're not signing the guy. I really thought that Jared Goff could be that guy. Like, when the Rams were good, I'm like, it's painfully obvious that Goff ain't the reason you're here. You could just replace him. Maybe. But that's way too risky. Job security is the name of the game, and that's why it doesn't happen. Instead, they give him the big contract that doesn't work, and 2 years later, he's on a new team. Forgot what I was doing. I'm not seeing him anywhere. Kane gotta go 8-8-1 in Madden 22. Oh man, if I do, I will never hear the end of it. The memes will continue forever. How do we draft this time? We go corner. Really good athlete, but not a very good corner right now. Those are very bad ratings to start. Especially in the first round. Come on, where's the development? You drafted maybe a better corner in the third round. Oh, man. How come this CPU always drafts horrible for my team here? J.J. Austin. Not a bad backup. This is what we call the Case Keenum skill set a little bit. Seems like a Raiders cornerback pick. Yeah, they've been known to do that a few times. A Giants franchise so I can move Jabril Peppers to running back. You know I would do it for at least a game. Like Saquon goes down, next game Jabril Peppers shows up in the backfield. I will do it. Well, I compare backups to Case Keenum if they A, have low throw power, B, decent accuracy, C, at least average mobility. That to me is the Case Keenum archetype. And a lot of guys fit that in the game, now that I think about it. I don't care what you do at the slot, although I disagree with that. Yes, stop this nonsense. I'm also going to make Ali the number 2. He's younger, same overall. Where's Amari? Where is Amari Jones? Do we still have Russ Watson? Yeah. But where is our guy Amari Jones? I don't like this. I think I forgot to check retirements this year. You'd think I'd be better at this, especially because I just did a long-term sim. By the way, you can scroll faster if you hold down on the D-pad and on the stick at the same time. I think he retired. Let's see if I can still check it. Of course. A $60 man himself. Oh man. The $60 man. Deontay Wallace. New injury. What happened? Okay, Lane Bannon. Just going to sim to the Super Bowl. You scroll even faster by holding stick and tapping R1, L1. I'm gonna have to try that one. Amari could be a free agent too, yeah. Let's check. I don't think he'd be this low rated already. Definitely not. And just to check the rosters one more time and to do this scrolling trick. Ooh. I like that. Yeah, I think he retired. I passed him? Why am I the way that I am? There he is. I need to get my head in the game. I promise I've been sleeping. Ugh. That's funny, Mike. Justin Johnson just retired? Yeah. About that time for him. I have not made the decision on a franchise team at all. No. I'm sure I will soon, but I'm going to be doing some smaller projects until the big ones start. So I'm probably going to get to multiple teams for, well, they might be slightly different rebuilds. We'll see. I want to do some fun, weird stuff. You know, what's a good project to do for a couple weeks, you know? Do I do a practice squad only rebuild, or some weird fantasy draft style rebuild, or, you know, like, how do I create fun franchise content to buy time till the scouting update? Best defender on the Cardinals? I'd probably still say that it'd have to be JJ. Although, I think you could make an argument for Buda Baker at this stage. And hopefully Isaiah Simmons will have the argument soon. Wildcat rebuild. You know, I'm sorry I did not capitalize further on that Wildcat rebuild I started earlier in the year. I literally forgot about it at a point. Out of position project. We did not... Oh, we did make the playoffs as the 1 seed. Why do we keep facing the Broncos every year? We were good this season. Huge upset. 7 over a 1. 13-3. The team got better without me. 47. 47 touchdowns. Wow. That's a lot in the world of Madden. Plus 3 on the ground equals 50. Austin Saunders, Russ Watson. I'm back. Give me the carries. Okay. Okay, Russ. Just settle down. What's his legacy now? 21-52. George Ingram, 1574. 21 touchdowns. 2 off of an NFL record. Wait, they didn't even play him. Did they cut Amari Jones? Let's just say they signed him as a receivers coach. Dre Tatum. This didn't completely fix the stats. Hillhouse, 17. I like it. I like that too. Roseman won the MVP and went one and done. And Offensive Player of the Year. And Best Quarterback. George Ingram, Best Receiver. You'll check out Hillhouse's legacy after that. He's got it. 21.6. That's Hall of Fame. Ferris, 15.3. That should put both in the Hall of Fame. And realistically here, most of Ferris's argument has really come after 30 years old. That is wild to me. That has not happened much in my series. Where at 30 years old, a player takes a step forward like that from good to elite. Wow. That's a wild career arc. Am I in the way on this? Yeah. I'll move it back in a second. Just want to show you the good stuff here. Yeah, that makes him a Hall of Famer. That is sweet. I could also do this. Let's switch up the tunes here. We're an hour and a half in. I'm sure you're sick of this one. Do you guys get sick of the songs I stick with for these series? Like, I usually have one song for every rebuild I've done here. And I don't necessarily get sick of it, but I wonder if y'all do. No? Good, because I want to keep using it for stuff. 1 second. Oh, Beverly got to X Factor too? What's going on with our developments here? Whoa. That's cool. How'd he gain it? 8.5. Like, seriously, how'd he get it? I don't understand. It's a decent season, but it got him to X Factor. I should play the Browns rebuild song. Let me see if I can find it here. I can't upgrade Ingram. It won't let me. When he starts regressing. We're gonna fix that. I'm pretty sure this is the Browns one. Let's check league leaders quick. Check this season out. Obviously, Roseman was like top in touchdowns. Where'd Jordan Love go? Did he win 2 in a row on 2 different teams and then just leave? I'm pretty sure that's a pretty cool way to end a career. We still have Josh Allen and Joe Burrow in here. And now in my other sim I did, I'm pretty sure Mahomes played a season at 41 years old. Like, the game doesn't have him retire for 20 years. We're going to see how long it takes Mahomes to retire. He's 40 right now. Jadarius White, Roy Miles, Stacy Reed. I don't know all these players. George Ingram. Love that. Christian Geddes. Most sacks in his 15th season. Oh, but he's been doing this. Good seasons for a long time. Solid career. We're going to career stats, don't worry. Mahomes, 611. Is he done? Lamar could catch him. Lamar is younger. Less experience. Josh Allen, 524. Kyler Murray on the Dolphins. What's Murray's speed at this stage? Kyler Murray is 39 years old. I'm going to say he has 82 speed. You telling me he hasn't regressed in speed at all? I know they changed the way regression works for like fast players over 90. I didn't think it'd apply at quarterback at 39 years old though. 39-year-old Kyler running circles around everybody. Do you think you would be able to tackle Derrick Henry just once for $100 million? How many attempts do I get? That's the main thing. If I only get like 5, I don't think there's a chance. If I get like 500, I feel like eventually I'll like get a good enough grip of a shoelace and he trips. No, I don't want to think about what Derrick Henry would do to me if I tried to tackle him. I'm getting too old for that. Only 1 attempt? No way. For $100 million, I mean, I'd put it all on the line. But I'd be coming away with a broken collarbone and unrepairable ego. I mean, that's my only chance of chipping away at this $318 million in debt that I've created in this series. That was a great question, yeah. Has to be a full body tackle. You're telling me I have to do a full-on form tackle against Derrick Henry, presumably one-on-one with him at full speed. $1,100 catches here for John Sullivan. I'm interested where he ends up all time in these marks, but I think Jerry Rice is like 180 something touchdowns. I just can't see anyone ever catching him. Didn't I play nose tackle? No, when I played football, I played corner and safety. And I was not a good tackler. I was pure coverage. Pure cover player. Kane, can you take Howie Roseman's job? What would I do with the Eagles? Well, Jalen Hurts. I want to see him, what he can do this year. Everybody's down on Jalen Hurts. What would I do? I'm probably looking at the state of that team and saying, all right, full on tear down. You got a lot of veterans. I know there's a lot of emotional attachment to. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Zach Ertz. I'm trading them all. We're making moves. We are ushering in a new era. And we're giving Miles Sanders the ball 20 times a game. That's our mission statement, actually. It's going to be a sign in the locker room. Miles Sanders gets 20 plus touches. I'm sick of this. Who would I compare myself to? As a football player? Who's a ninth string cornerback right now that won't make a team? That guy. Packers won the Super Bowl, by the way. Again, in this series, they have created basically a dynasty. They have a really, really good team. The interception record? Forget the record. Getting in the top 10 is almost impossible. Like, I want you to realize just how ridiculous the interception leaderboards are. All these guys, outside of a couple, played a long time ago. Paul Krause, number 1, 81. Yeah, you got some guys from recent years, you know, Charles Woodson, who played so long. Ed Reed, who's one of the best safeties of all time. But even to get to the top 10, you've got to top Dick LeBeau, the grandfather of the zone blitzing defense. 62 interceptions. Say you played 10 years, no, 12 years. You would need to average over 5 interceptions a year, and that's what like the best guys in the league get now. Like Xavier Howard, I think, had 10 last year or something, but teams will throw away from you if you get that reputation. It's so hard. It's not even a matter of being good enough. It's having quarterbacks throw at you enough, too. What's the single season look like? I don't think I've looked at that one. Oh yeah, you got Night Train Lane, number 1. 14. 12 gets you in the top 10. You gotta have a couple 3 interception games to get there. Peters has 31 at 28. Yeah, and that's like when your career starts out perfectly. Halfway there. Halfway to being top 10. The game was different. Like, quarterbacks threw a lot of interceptions back in the day. Like, Jameis Winston, his play style wouldn't have been a meme 50 years ago because he would have been a top 5 quarterback. Fran Tarkington, Hall of Fame quarterback of the Vikings. He has a career high of 25. No, career high of 32 interceptions. He had 2 seasons over 21. Another one with 19, 17, 15. Quarterbacks threw so many picks back in the day. Myles Garrett has broken the sack record here in the sim. We broke it in my Broncos sim with Boogie Turner by at 207. Another record that is just not being caught anytime soon. Jerry Rice, 1,549 catches. Chris Godwin got pretty high. Whoa. Justin Jefferson. Jason Witten. Second most by a tight end. see receiving yards. So Calvin has 1964. Didn't he only have 2 touchdowns that year? Calvin Johnson, 2012 stats. 5. Which is still like an extremely unlucky statistic. No surprise he bounced back with 12 the next year. 5. I want to see some of these records get broken. I feel like the passing one can happen. It's going to take, you know, like that Chiefs-Rams Monday night game years ago. Great game. It's going to take one of those going to overtime, I feel. A couple of like 80-yard touchdowns or something. Someone's going to break this eventually. I feel it. The rushing one's tough. Adrian's game against the Chargers, obviously a classic. It's the best all time. That was a pretty decent Chargers defense too. That's a fun one. There's cut-ups of it on YouTube, all the carries from that game. Oh, this one got broken. Kamara had 6 in that game on Christmas, right? Was this against the Panthers? This Julio game? Yeah, I think it would have to be Mahomes. Catches in a game? How has Michael Thomas not broken this? Now, I want to say, too, correct me if I'm wrong, didn't they lose this game that Brandon Marshall had 21 catches? Don't remind me. I think it was the Benet Benwickery game. Yeah, Marshall's in here twice. Seven sacks in a game. We had 6 a few years ago. Adrian Claiborne, that was against the Cowboys. They were super banged up. This game, Osi Umenyiora, I believe all 6 came in the first half or something like that. I think that was a weird one. I remember that one briefly. I think that's the game I'm thinking of, but it feels like the game I'm thinking of was more recent. I can't remember, but I feel like it was Osi. Too long ago. All right, retirements. Nobody. That's a good one. Jabari Carr has retired after 14 seasons. John Sullivan has retired. Kyler. Jordan Love. And Amari Jones. No, that Claiborne game was against Dallas, yeah. 100%. How long is Madden? 30 seasons, so 2051. Kerry Borden, first draft pick of the series, has retired. Caleb Baker has retired, another draft pick. Josh Richards. Blankenship. Tua. I'm waiting to see when Mahomes retires in the game. I'm not getting to the very, very end. I do want to see Roseman retire, though. And thankfully the simming in this is fairly fast. You know, Bené Benwickery, I liked him for a little while. I know I liked him. I think he came out of San Jose State. I didn't think he was bad. But, I know he bounced around to a couple teams. I think he went to the Vikings, actually, for a short while, but it didn't last at all. We're only another $4 million in debt. We'll pay it back one day. What time is it in Texas? 8:12 Central Time Zone. A lot of the same names. Courtney Jones to the Jets. I hope you all have a plan here. Glenn Barkley. I wish we could have gotten him on our team. Carr would have been close to Hall of Fame, but we checked earlier and he was still a few thousand points off. Very borderline Hall of Fame. Will I do a slider video? I don't use sliders in this series. I don't like messing with sliders. I think franchise looks like it has some promise, but tomorrow I'll get a chance to actually play it and give you my full thoughts. Donovan Lynch, linebacker 75. This has promise. Normal dev, yes, but 91 speed. They drafted a really good player here. This is what I'm talking about. Rookie out of Texas. 3-down linebacker. XP sliders. Okay, yeah, when I make a set, I'll at least share them. I'm not sure if it'll be a video, but I will share them. Any more interesting players? You gotta stumble into a hidden dev player every now and then, right? Nope. These sims are rarely impressive. When I do more streaming for Madden 22, it's likely going to be on the main channel. Maybe not every stream, but the first one probably will be. I'm just going to keep messing with the depth chart every year because they need it. Do you need my running back expertise? I'm signing them a running back because they are messing things up. We are going to sign Pierre Ross. He's got a little more speed here, looks like. Better ball carrier vision. Pierre Ross. Sorry, we can't afford that. Why? Oh, man. Have I taught you nothing? I'm not even sure where you save the money with this team. I guess Russ Watson's RB2 again. Quit messing with this. And I'm going to have you play... Where's our new running back here? Linebacker. Donovan Lynch. And you're going to be playing George Ingram in the slot. Third down back, Russ Watson. Fine. There are some features that are next gen only. So they had this thing they called like dynamic game day, and that was going to, I think, handle like momentum. I'd have to go back through my videos, but yeah, I think it's stuff to do with momentum, and I can't remember everything else. Yeah, I'm sure I can stream whenever I want tomorrow. Once the game is available through Access, there shouldn't be any kind of embargo or anything. That would be unprecedented. Momentum and next gen stats are exclusive to next gen. Okay. Yeah, I knew the next gen stats. Russ Watson for Madden 22 coach. Yeah, it's probably going to be Russ Watson. I wish I could make him 88 years old too. Oh, I know, the PC getting last gen is ridiculous. The PC is essentially getting last gen Madden. And I don't think they're getting an update. Win the playoffs? Yeah, 3 seed. So the CPU has not wrecked the team completely. I'm happy to report. 44 touchdowns for Rosemond. Jamie Ali, 3.4. Draft a running back next year. Please. High. Invest. George Ingram, 18 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. His numbers at the end are going to be incredible. Just like Russ Watson. There's 1,000 all-purpose for your favorite player, Russ Watson. 27-66, chipping away at that Hall of Fame spot. Drake Tatum, 2 sacks, 2 interceptions, 15 here for Hillhouse, 12.5 for Ferris. This is incredible. That's where he turned 30. 29, 28, 27, 26, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. So Ferris is at 124.5. And he's already got the legacy score to be a Hall of Famer. How about Dre Tatum's Hall of Fame potential? He's not even halfway. Ferris's storyline is, I think, one of the most interesting in the series. Because it wasn't a straight path to being like a Hall of Fame caliber player. I feel like it's one of the more realistic kind of career. Well, can I say that? He peaked at 30. It's an interesting one, though. What's Rosemond at? Halfway there. All right, let's sim to the Super Bowl. The old Barry Bonds career arc. Yeah, how'd he do that? He's getting better at 30 years old. Whatever could allow him to achieve such a thing? One and done. We're just not getting playoff success. But the Panthers are taking on the Dolphins. My favorite sports call ever? Man. It's hard to narrow down one. Minneapolis Miracle was pretty awesome. Joe Buck did a good job on there. And not just because of the Miracle, but I actually think Joe Buck has gotten better at being a broadcaster. I don't mind Joe Buck these days. I've definitely, talked about not liking him in the past, but I do think that Joe Buck's gotten overall a lot better. I still prefer other teams in most cases. Like, give me, Kevin Harlan. Give me Mike Tirico. Those are my favorite, national TV guys. Gus Johnson. All really, really high quality. And then watching, baseball, different teams. I think there's a lot of really good commentary teams out there. I think the Twins do have a good one. I think the Padres have a really good one. The Dodgers. I like the Rockies team a lot. They're a lot of fun to listen to, even though the team isn't that good. The Rockies team is really good. They got really good chemistry in the booth. I think the Braves play-by-play guy is very good. Oh yeah, Kevin Harlan when fans are on the field, those are must-listen calls. The Dolphins dominate the Super Bowl this year. A corner wins MVP. We're going to check out that. Oh wow, Roseman's MVP again, by the way. But a cornerback was MVP. That is cool. Also, PA, Paul Allen for the Vikings. I think he is awesome. It has probably had the most influence on me because I think he has the best blend of excitement and I think it's important, not when you're a national broadcaster, but I don't think you're going to be as good of a commentator for that team if you aren't die hard for that team. And PA obviously loves the Vikings. Extremely emotional commentator, but not to an unfair degree, and not dogging players on the other team or whatever. But that's what I always thought was the right way to do it. Who won MVP? And what did he do? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to speed things up. Rashawn Easley. What did Rashawn Easley do? Did he return a punt? No. Did he have a fumble recovery? No. What did he do? Did he play? Because this isn't working. He was listed at corner, am I right? He could have retired. Oh. Let's try to piece this together. 3 interceptions. 2 are missing. There's your answer. When players retire, they're removed from that box score. Don't ask me why. Hey Kane, do you have any idea what time the 10-hour trial for Madden 22 drops? Keep up the great content. I don't know. I didn't check today because I knew regardless I was doing this stream, so I didn't even want to know. But on Twitter, I'd follow like Steve Noah or Pasta Padre. One of those two will probably have the scoop soonest. But I think potentially tonight even. I don't know. Thank you for the super chat. Hey Kane, really appreciate all the time you put into these series. Do you know about the band Death Grips? I do not. I'm not familiar, Dr. Octopus, but I appreciate the super chat. Yes, Alfonso Gresham has retired. Cam Cobb has retired. Joe Burrow has retired after 17 years. So it looks like nobody from us and not Patrick Mahomes yet. Where is Mahomes? My favorite call as a Bronco fan is Stokely down the sideline. Call against the Bengals for an 87-yard touchdown for the win. Yeah, that was Gus Johnson. Another good Gus Johnson call, not even on the football field. Isaiah Thomas, game-winning three-pointer in the Pac-12 championship. That's a fire. That's a really good call. I just want to see Mahomes' ratings. Where's Patrick Mahomes? Yeah, Gus Johnson, anything, pretty much. Is it possible that Mahomes is not on the Chiefs? See, my XP sliders eventually got this pretty good for quarterback. 23, 80 or above. Then you got your lower tier starters in the high 70s that can be overtaken by rookies. And a few guys in the 90s. Like, I nailed my quarterback XP sliders. Gus Johnson golf. Oh, man. That would be fantastic. Jim Nance is pretty good, too. He does golf. But obviously, I think golf is more about what you say than how you say it, if that makes sense. Because, like, I guess you're trying to convey emotions somehow. You know, like Nance had a really good call when Mickelson won that tournament earlier this year. But I think it's more so just being able to say the right thing. It's more like poetry. It's more artistic golf commentary. Whereas football, it's just like, how high did your heart rate get? I've watched a little bit of pro golf, not a ton. I'd like to get into it more, but Kind of a 4-day commitment. I don't see a running back here. What happened to the funds? You're spending even more money we don't have. Why didn't you offer to Lionel Bates? You have $17 million in cap room. Greg Bailey. Why didn't we keep him? Let's check out the roster. Will I be watching any preseason games? Yeah. There's games tomorrow. Gotta watch Jake Browning for the Vikings, you know? I wouldn't miss that. So they kicked Gordon Ramsay. Oh no, I don't know where he's playing. Paul Sears is a 94 at normal dev. Are my wide receiver sliders too high? Because I don't think this should have been possible. It's possible those receiver sliders are just too high. Stop that. Hey, Alexander got the star dev, 89. Sweet. How many good receivers are there in this league? I don't think it's really too many. It's just like, was him getting to 92 something that should have been possible? So 80 overall. How many are there to go around? Enough for every team basically to have 3 80s. Maybe that's a little too much. Lamar's 40. He's signed with the Rams. Does that mean that Mahomes is a backup somewhere and a free agent? Because I didn't see him retire. Running back just went ahead of us. What a slap in the face from Chicago. All right. Mike Franklin. Just because I want this team to get better at running the ball. My favorite uniform in the league? Chargers. The baby blue, man. I mean, you've seen my wardrobe. I also like the Seahawks. I like the all-red Texans. Who had the best color rush uniforms? I'm trying to think. Remember that one color rush game? It was like Bills and Jets. It was just like all red versus all green. I'm pretty sure that was like the game. Like, wasn't that the game like if you were colorblind, like it was impossible to watch? The Saints all whites are nice. Yeah. Yeah, the Chargers are just so good. Color scheme wise. I liked Color Rush. They should bring it back. Or do something fun. Alright, so now we're at this stage. I need to check on the draft. Ooh, 3 in the 70s. Lance McLeod, hidden dev, corner, Auburn. So, you know, Chris is going to be happy. Wearing 34 as well. I mean, is he the next Bo Jackson? Percy Pitt, 71 receiver. Normal dev, I don't care about dev when these are your ratings to start out. Wow. What a pick. That's a winner. Oh, I'm changing the depth chart every year. I've had to, I've been doing that and it's been actually working great. I'd like to see the throwbacks used a bit more, for sure. Like, the Vikings 2000 era, you know, like the Moss, Chris Carter days, Culpepper. I want to see them break those out again. They have not gone retro since they went to this current style. I don't think even once. Last game I remember the Vikings going throwback would have to be Packers-Vikings. I'm pretty sure it was Christian Ponder's first start in 2011 against the Packers. They went with throwback uniforms. I don't know if they've used them since. First play of that game is Christian Ponder rolling out to the left and throwing it 50 yards to Michael Jenkins. There was a penalty on Packer corner. Can I remember who that is? In 2011? Ugh. I think it was a pass interference, but I can't remember who it would have been on. That was a pretty good game. Packers won that one, though. Trying to think of who that would have been on. Keep wanting to say Al Harris, but he could have been retired or something like 3 years ahead of that. Oh yeah, the Falcons all black setup. Yeah, I mean they got the black and red color scheme, which like always looks good. Sam Shields? No, I think Sam Shields was small, so he probably would have had to interfere with Michael Jenkins, who was 6'4". I don't think it was Shields. There was PI on someone. I remember I had no idea who Sam Shields was. Packers just all of a sudden had him one year. I remember going on Madden, because it must have been like Madden 09, and some guy was playing against me, just destroying me deep balls to S. Shields. I'm like, who is this? And I go check the depth chart. He's a cornerback, moved to receiver with like 97 speed. That's when I learned who Sam Shields was. Then he became like a legitimately good corner for a long time, until injuries caught up with him. No one's signing Pat Mahomes? Ahmad Carroll? I don't think he was on the Packers at that time. Wait, well, maybe. Maybe. Charlie Pepra? We're just getting all the random depth corners for the Packers now. Tramon Williams? It could have been Tramon. That would be my guess. That'd be my guess there, Tramon Williams. There's a guy who played into his late 30s. At a decent level, too. I'm going to see if Pro Football Reference has the game log, because now I'm just curious. Packers Vikings November 14th sounds right. No, they lost that game 45-7. October 23rd. I need the first play of the game. Play-by-play. First play, pass complete, deep left to Michael Jenkins for 72 yards, tackle by Charlie Pepra. Replay assistant challenged the ruling. Original play was overturned. Okay, maybe it wasn't a penalty. I think it was ruled incomplete, and they reversed it to a catch. That's what it was. It wasn't a PI. Charlie Pepra was in coverage, though. Yeah, that was not a bad guess with Pepra at all. And then it was a 1-yard touchdown, or 2-yard touchdown to Visante Shanko. Giants and the Titans in Super Bowl 72. We made it as the 7 seed, but can't get out of the first round. Wild card has not been kind to us in these sims. I didn't edit the depth chart. I knew I was missing something this year. 45 touchdowns, though, for Rosemond. I don't think I edited it anyway. Yeah, they didn't play the running back. I screwed that up. They played Jamie Ali. Ingram, 17 touchdowns. Like, okay. If anyone's got a chance to catch Jerry Rice for touchdowns, I think it's George Ingram now. Sears, decent. Fowler, decent. Caleb Cox. Who is he? Oh, he's the receiver we just got. Yeah. Wait, no. Similar ratings. We didn't play Percy Pitts? Ugh. I gotta sim to week 1 and start messing with these depth charts a little bit. Beverly leads the team in sacks this year. Traylon Alexander, Marshall Bernard, good stuff. But, again, just can't get it done in the playoffs. Here's George Ingram's Hall of Fame progress. Only 9.7K. Huh. That's not enough. Where's he at touchdown-wise now? 132. 12 years in. He ain't catching Jerry Rice. But he will get to 1,000 catches, most likely. And he will probably be top 10 in touchdowns all time. $116. And he's 132. So never mind. He's already 4th. He can get to 2nd. That'd be pretty cool. Oh, I know. He would be a major snub if he didn't make it. But here's the thing. Let's go back to goals. We're just getting random, like, Packer defensive backs from the last 20 years in the comments. Atari Bigby. $27.9 million for George Ingram. I love it. Pay the man. 7-time Pro Bowler. But if we check the goals, it should have something for 1,000 career catches. That's 2,500. He's close to that. And the Giants have won the Super Bowl. Doug Ward will have to try again next year. Roseman's won 3 MVPs in a row. But we can't win a playoff game. Jarrett Bush. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of a random one, but you guys took a lot of the good ones already. Retirements. Stephon Ferris, 14 years. Lamar Jackson, 20 years. Ferris, I mean, really built a legacy in the end of the series. That is so awesome. Marquand Manuel. Oh, man. Amari Jones has retired. I have to go back further for someone you guys never said. I'd say Mike McKenzie. Wait, why are the F's in chat? Oh, is it for retirement? I didn't drop any frames. Sorry. I'm used to streams when F does mean, you know, a bad thing happened, but also means that stream crashed. We need a new, like, universal stream indicator of the stream crashed. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, all retire. Stephon Ferris, though, that's a big one. Will Blackman, yes. Will Blackman. Another wonderful, like, third corner for the Packers. Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't Amari retire earlier? But I'm like, oh, I probably misremembered again. What about Allen Rossum? I don't know if he actually played corner. He returned kicks for the Packers, though, and then went to the Falcons. Did Allen Rossum play corner or receiver? I'm trying to think of one on my own. What position did Allen Rossum play? Corner! Yes! He spent 1 year with the Packers. 2000. Like 2 years. 2000 to 2001. That's me getting obscure. Jared Bush. Ladarius Gunter. That's not that long ago. Nick Collins. Yeah, he had a really bad neck injury. He was a very good safety. Devon House. Good one. Terrell Buckley. This is the most Packers third string corner talk I've heard in my life. I'm gonna be sick. My favorite backup quarterback of all time. Does Fitzmagic count? Why is Dre Tatum in Cincinnati? Is Skyline Chili really that good? And why am I another $80 million in debt? Pat Lee. Wow. There's another one. I do like Joe Webb. I actually think that Joe Webb would be a really interesting quarterback if he came into the league today. I think that they'd have a better idea of how to use him in like a Taysom Hill kind of role. Can't believe they let Tatum go. Not another $1 million in debt, another $80 million in debt. Just keep losing money I don't have to begin with. '74, Corey Anderson, normal, dev, run stopper. Not a great first round pick. Thomas Grant, normal. They've drafted one hidden dev player since I started simming. Clayton Harris, 69 overall. Definitely some promise there. Nice job. Alan Valentine. Okay. So we've become a day 3 drafting team. This isn't bad for Steve Ramirez. Run block finesse. Just cover that up. Let's just, you know. These ratings are really good. There was a viral tweet I remember seeing a couple weeks ago. It was like, dudes really just sit there talking about random football players from the past or something. I totally butchered that, but it was like the most relatable thing I'd ever seen. Because I don't know how many conversations I've had with, like, Blackjack. When him and I are talking, that's all it is. Is like, remember this obscure quarterback from the 2006 draft class? And I'll go down a rabbit hole starting with like Joey Harrington's Wikipedia article, and it'll just go out of control from there. Every time we have a conversation, we end up on Wikipedia going through like the 2011 NFL draft, and dudes can literally just sit around and name old sports players and have the best time. That's it. That's it. That is like the most relatable thing. All right, Mike Franklin is playing. We like that. We are going to make sure Percy Pitts is playing as well. Make him the 3. And Clayton Harris. Just messing with things a little bit. Don't gotta worry about Dre Tatum having this spot now that they didn't keep him around. Charles Johnson, which one? The really good defensive end for the Panthers, or the receiver that I really thought was going to be really good after like 6 games with Matt Castle? Or was it Teddy? Can't remember now. Because I think it was 2014, which would have been Teddy. I think Charles Johnson's hype year was 2014 going into 2015. I want to say. But he was always open. Brooks Bollinger. I'm pretty sure Brooks Bollinger was on the Vikings roster when Adrian Peterson ran for 296. Vikings 2007 roster. This is how it happens. Quarterback. Tavares Jackson. You're not going to label the rest of these. Brooks Bollinger was on the team, so I'm right. Aaron Brooks? You mean Mike Vick's cousin? You thought Jonathan Dwyer would be a beast in the league? Hey, those big backs. You watch him dominate in college and you're like, just wait till the pros. It's weird because like sometimes you get this idea of players that like their size especially. I remember thinking of Trent Richardson like he was built like not Derrick Henry, but like a level down from that. But Trent Richardson, you watched him with like the Colts and he's like average build. I don't know why I thought he was like Adrian Peterson, you know, not just like best prospect since Adrian Peterson, but like, you know, what was AP? 6'2", 220? Because I don't think Trent Richardson looked big on the field in the NFL. Being 5'9" will do that to you, though. 5'9", 230. Hey, it's better to be 6'1" in 230 than 5'9" in 230. We are in the playoffs again, in the wild card round, so we're gonna lose that game. But here's 28th offense. What did you do? We didn't throw for any yards this year. CJ Anderson was good with that build though, and he had one of the best like relief appearance playoff runs ever. Yeah, only 4 interceptions. I can't relate to that. Don't know what that's like. George Ingram, 13 more touchdowns, but the yards were down. Nice season for Fowler, though. And we're a playoff team. Anything can happen. Cordell Hillhouse leads the team in sacks. Donovan Lynch, 4 interceptions. The new Dre Tatum, Donovan Lynch. And now, how did he do? Where did Tatum go again? What team was it? It was an AFC team or something. Where's Dre Tatum? Tyler Thigpen. Wow, there's a 7th round quarterback that had a little bit of a fan club. I forget what it was that created the Tyler Thigpen hype, but there was some hype. I forget who we got a chance to play with. So, Tatum, only 1 pick this year, none the year before. He hasn't put up elite production in the Sims. This was a pretty good year, and this one wasn't far off. But I think we've seen the best of Dre Tatum. Brian Brom. They drafted him because Aaron Rodgers wasn't enough. I think that was the year after they drafted Rodgers. Or 2 years. One of the two. Alright. Let's sim to the Super Bowl. See if the Texans are still in it. If they are, we are going to watch some of it. Come on. I want to watch some. Go to the Super Bowl. Just go. Nope. Because we lost in the first round, like I told you we would. Number 7 versus number 6. The Malcolm Butler revenge game. Some career stats? Sure. Roseman's at 424. Russ Watson, 2,200 career rushing yards now, 21 touchdowns. 4,000 legacy. And what a legacy it is. He's been playing running back in the simulating because they just won't get anybody better. And he's playing tight end and running back. George Ingram, 1,000 catches. Okay. What's the legacy now? If he doesn't get in, that's awful. Nick Mullins' debut against the Raiders? Yeah. That was a fun game. That was Thursday Night Football, I'm pretty sure. It was a primetime game. It's always good when the quarterback like spot start happens in a primetime game. Like last year, like they go all out in the production, hyping up these guys. Like showing you what they've done in college, how they got to this point. Like, they did it for Ben DiNucci last year. That lasted about 4 plays. Then we're like, all right, Ben DiNucci, fringe roster guy. Let's be realistic here. Dwayne Bowe. Name a fall off harder after getting paid. Albert Hainsworth. Also, this is a super chill stream and able to get some painting done. Love it. Yeah, it is a chill stream. I need it too. It's nice and relaxing. Dwayne Bowe. Yeah, he was good for a minute. Patriots win the Super Bowl over the Seahawks. And the MVP was the quarterback. Was that the same score? Oh, come on, man. Oh, man. Was there by chance a fourth quarter interception at any point? How about Jeremy Maclin? Yeah, whatever happened to him at the end of his career? I liked Maclin. Seattle's quarterback did throw an interception. It's impossible to know when. But maybe? Malcolm Butler? Marshall Culliver? Let's go with that story. I don't even remember Maclin with the Ravens. I last remember him with the Chiefs. Was Maclin on the Chiefs that had 0 touchdowns to a receiver? I forget who the receivers were that year. And you can probably imagine why I can't remember. It was probably like Albert Wilson. Maybe Jeremy Maclin. Who would have been a random Chiefs receiver from 6 years ago or whatever that was? Oh, I didn't check retirements. My bad. I can't miss that. Rashad Jennings, the running back? The Jaguars backup? Was Dwayne Bowe on that team? No, Cordell Hillhouse retired. Oh man, 13 years. Yeah, you never know if they'll play 12, 13, 16. Cordell Hillhouse. AJ Jenkins. Oh man. So that was the year that the 49ers and Chiefs both just said, hey, we drafted an early bust at receiver. Let's just trade them for each other. They traded John Baldwin for AJ Jenkins. Nothing happened. Donnie Avery, he was really good in Madden. He had a couple good years in real life too, but the Rams passing game was trash when he was playing. Jason Avant, Junior Hemingway. Dion Lewis, Dante Stallworth. When did Stallworth last play? That was a while ago. Russ Watson was apparently cut. That would make breaking news. I need legacy leaderboard. Okay, Hillhouse got the 26.6. Chris Collinsworth for the Bengals. Yep, he played receiver. Well, if I have to re-sign a couple players, I will. I really thought that was Dwayne Haskins for a second. Like, at linebacker, 20 years into the future. Did Mahomes retire? I want to check one more thing. If he was cut, no one signed him. $464 million in the hole. We signed a bunch of players. Now, none of them are actually starters, but we signed human beings to play on the team. Okay, he retired last year. Justin McCarron. I thought it was McCarron's. Titans receiver. Trindon Holiday, the smallest player. Yeah. Trindon Holiday had to be about Tutu Atwell size. And he was a legitimate, like, Olympic class sprinter. Perry Cooper, first round corner with normal dev at 24 years old and only 89 speed. At least he's 6'3". That negates the speed a little bit. Chris Matthews. Whatever happened to him after that Super Bowl game? He was really good in that Super Bowl. Malcolm Mitchell that one season. Wow, I forgot about Malcolm Mitchell. I'm pretty sure Swami believed in him. I think he was a Malcolm Mitchell guy. Ricky Stanzi. Whatever happened to Mike Gillislee? I don't know. A lot of these, like, big running backs just disappear one day. You ever notice that? Just one day they aren't there anymore. David Morgan II, yeah, UTSA All-American tight end, drafted by the Vikings. Niall Davis, a perfect example of that. You know, the guys that were, like, made for Madden. The original, like, not necessarily the original, but, like, one guy who's, like, how good he is in Madden, how good he is in real life. Who am I thinking of? Running back. In the last 10, 15 years, who is it? How good he is in Madden, how good he is in real life. You know who it is. Robert Turbin is not wrong, but it's not who I'm thinking of. Not Peyton Hillis. Come on. You guys can do this. Natrone Means. Dree Archer. We're not talking Ultimate Team. Yes, I realize that Dree Archer probably returned a lot of kicks for touchdowns in your Ultimate Team solo challenges. Zeke, you guys are getting out of control. Darren McFadden. Darren McFadden. Yes, C-Mac got it. Okay, right as I was saying it. Literally made for Madden. Yes, CJ Procise would fit too. Kalfani Muhammad. I could tell how many of you were playing Ultimate Team 6 years ago based on those Dree Archer comments. Do you watch WWE and would you ever do a universe mode? If you do, seems up your alley to control everything. I don't watch it anymore. I did for a while. But after a while I just kind of got tired of it, and they made the show even longer, and I just felt like they were, I don't know, not writing a very interesting show overall, so kind of stopped watching like 6 years ago or so. I miss Thomas Rawls. Yeah, that rookie year of his was really, really good. And then he had a really bad, I think, knee injury, and he was never the same again. He went to like the Jets, didn't pan out there. I'm not sure he's in the league anymore. The team honestly isn't looking that bad right now, but we're also not great. Like, we keep going to the playoffs and being knocked out in the first round over and over again. Marshall Bernard got to 99. So that's why Dre Tatum's gone. They let Dre Tatum go. I'm signing a running back or trading for somebody because this is absolute nonsense. Daryl Glass, all right? He was like rookie of the year just a few years ago. Rookie of the year. I'm trading for Daryl Glass because I'm tired of what we're doing at running back. What's it take? I'll trade a 3rd round pick. Plus. He's on the trade block. But what, you won't take it? Yeah, we're willing to trade a running back. What do you want? 2 first round picks. Oh, man. Come on. I'm going to do it just because it's the last episode. Lions won something. What's Will Smith doing now, Chris? What's wrong with the Braves bullpen? Don't tell me that something bad happened to the Atlanta Braves bullpen in 2021. I'll never believe it. I haven't paid attention to Fowler's career stats yet. They gotta be looking pretty nice, though. Yeah, that's really good. Remember Duke Iheanacho? Absolutely. Duke Iheanacho for the Broncos. Oh, Votto hit another home run? Yeah, didn't you hear in the last month Joey Votto became a premier power hitter? Red Sox are up 20-1 against the major league team? Oh my God, they are. Against the Rays, a team that can pitch. They're going to have Austin Meadows in the game or something. What's going on? Who pitched in the 6th inning? Oh, 20 runs allowed. Josh Fleming gave up 10. They just had... Okay, they put in Francisco Mejia as their position player. Francisco Mejia gave up 6 runs. So it was 14 runs, and then 6 when they put in the backup catcher. Or actually, part-time starter. And also, down 14, Brandon Lau hit a random home run for the Rays. I love baseball. How do you even, like, take at bats down 19 runs in the 9th inning? 19 runs down. They have 2 on. I'd be swinging at literally every pitch. Or literally none of them. One of the two. 20-1. I love it. Put in Nelson Cruz to pitch. That'd be something. For the last half hour in chat, it's just been random players, some from real life, some from my series, just showing up. I did start the new running back, yeah. Now you have me worried that I didn't. Jonas Gray. Over 200 yards in that one random start. We're 4-2 to start. This is very promising. I remember Trevon Boykin from TCU, yes. I think he went to either the AAF or CFL, if I'm not mistaken. What's Vernon Adams up to? I think he went to the CFL. Didn't he play for like Saskatchewan? Vernon Adams, Oregon quarterback. He plays for Montreal. But he was in Saskatchewan in 2017. He's been playing in the CFL for 5 years? That's how long ago Vernon Adams? No way, that was 2 years ago. No way, it was 5 years. I swear, someone hit fast forward at some point. What? We started 4-2 and missed? There's no way Vernon Adams came out 5 years ago. I refuse to believe that. There's no way. Sav Rocca, the punter. So the trade for a running back didn't fix anything. Shadon Rosemond had his worst season in years. Unfortunately. A lot of interceptions. Nick Marshall's in the CFL? Really? Daryl Glass did not do much better for us. George Ingram, what happened to George? He's regressing a little bit. Brian Anderson out-received him, and then Paul Sears. Brian Anderson. Okay. 7 sacks. Yeah, this team is a shell of its former self on defense. Well, one more look at career stats here because we might see Ingram retire. 1,100 catches, 16,000 yards, 146 touchdowns. Steve Slayton, that's one of my favorites of all time. He won me a fantasy league. I was this close to buying his jersey too after that. All red too. Seyi Ajiratutu. We got Chargers fans in the house. Tahir Whitehead? How did 2 of you in a row say Tahir Whitehead? Just a random linebacker. Legadoo Nane. Joik Bell, DeAndre Levy. Can't get enough of it. Jaguars and Saints in the Super Bowl. Stanley Jean-Baptiste. How high does Stanley Jean-Baptiste get drafted if Richard Sherman doesn't exist? Because he was a second-round pick to the Saints. And he was also like a 6'3", big-bodied corner. Ryan Matthews. There's a guy. I think if he wasn't hurt, Ryan Matthews, I think, could have been solid. When he was on the field, he was pretty darn good. Frank Zombo, random linebacker. Yeah. Yeah, Chiefs and Packers. Edmund Robinson, XFL legend with the Houston Rough Riders and the Vikings. Yes. All right, retirement time. Chris Chamberlain, tight end. How about Chris Chambers? If he wasn't hurt, Chargers fans, yeah. It seems that's a reoccurring theme with that team, unfortunately. Oh no. Oh no. Russ Watson and Allen Beverly have retired. Wow. Goodbye, Russ Watson. End of an era. Well, guys, he can't become a coach if he doesn't stop being a player first. No, I haven't watched Hard Knocks. How was the first episode with the Cowboys? Jason Snelling. You know I am a sucker for a backup running back getting a random mention. Ryan Broyles, yeah, he is another one. That was a really bad knee injury he had. Pierre Thomas. Pierre Thomas is the most, like, you never drafted him in fantasy, but you sure put a waiver claim on him by week 5. That's all I remember of Pierre Thomas. Is fantasy football waiver claims. The Rays are making a comeback. Yeah, they get a couple runs. Only 5 picks in this one because I traded away some, but Ron Brackett from LSU, deep threat, 97 speed. Worst Madden running back of all time, Matt Asiata. What do you have, like 83.5 speed or something like that? The funny thing about Asiata is that, yeah, he was like literally one of the slowest running backs in the NFL. But he was actually a pretty good receiving back. He had good hands. And I'm not sure if it's just like they were able to scheme him up or if teams just didn't take him seriously as a receiving back. But he was always wide open and would get, like, you know, 10 to 15 yard catches. Not much more because he was slow after all. Asiata had 79 in Madden. Oh, man. Remember Javid Best? Yeah, the Lions, their, like, numbers and record when he played was really good. He could have been pretty special if he had stayed healthy. He was a really fun player. Jay Samaro. Yep. Teams trying to draft a modern day receiving tight end and not quite knowing what they're doing. I feel like Amaro never played. How many career catches does Jay Samaro have for being a second round pick? 41. Here's one that I think is so interesting too. Paxton Lynch. He's a first round quarterback, right? The Denver Broncos drafted Paxton Lynch in the first round. And they had seen enough of him after 4 starts. That's the quickest I think any first round quarterback has just been moved on from. 128 pass attempts. 4 starts. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's like a speed run to figuring out you have a bust quarterback. Joe Adams? Joe the Jet Adams? Part of the wide receiver trio of Arkansas that went to the NFL with him, Greg Childs, and Jarius Wright. And Greg Childs had one of the worst knee injuries of all time. Playoffs? Nope. 7-9. 39 touchdowns though for Rosemond. Brandon McElroy, who's that? And what'd you do with Glass? Oh, okay. They let him go. George Ingram, 10 touchdowns, still got it. Paul Sears. Ben Watson. There's still a Watson on the team, but he's not good. Donovan Lynch is good. Bobby Overton, 8 sacks. This isn't the team that we built anymore. Wait, the Red Sox gave up 7 runs? What, do they have like Bobby Dahlbeck pitching? Ladarius Green, oh yes, another great player for Madden. Beanie Wells, yes. Tim Biakabatuka, Panthers legend. Kentrell Brothers, Mizzou linebacker. Cleo Lemon, there's one. Cleo Lemon. Miami Dolphins quarterback. I think he was on the 0-16 team. Or the 1-15 team. Now I'm starting to forget. Yeah, 2007 Miami Dolphins. Cleo Lemon, Trent Green, John Beck, and also Marty Booker threw a pass that year. Because why not? Gordon Ramsay has retired. Otis Woodyard has retired. Montrell Russell, 12 years and done. Dante Fry. Wes McKinney, Rashad Walker. So like everybody that's ever played for us is retiring. Greg Camarillo. Oh, Greg Camarillo is the only reason they didn't go 0-16 because he caught that overtime touchdown against the Ravens, I think it was. Remember E.J. Manuel, Thad Lewis, and Jeff Toole as the Bills starting quarterbacks in 2013? I do remember a few Toole time Hashtags when it was Jeff Toole's turn. God, I love backup quarterbacks. What would we do without backup quarterbacks? TJ Yates. Someone just said Nathan Peterman, and YouTube held it for review. All he said is Nathan Peterman. John Skelton. Oh man, he went to Fordham. I don't even know where Fordham is. I'm not even sure that's a real school. But when he got drafted, they had a full-on, like, decked-out package for this guy created. Hyping him up like he was going to be the next, like, Tom Brady late-round steal quarterback. I believed it for, like, 5 minutes. Oh, Fordham's in New York City? Where are they putting the football field in New York City? There's no room. That's why they play in New Jersey. Central Park got a field? Fordham's in the Bronx. Ooh, 274s. Let's talk about Lawrence Langford, rookie out of Buffalo. Yes. Good pick. Okay, there's probably multiple football fields in New York City. Zaire Burton, Louisville. Let's go. Let's go. We got a chance with Zaire Burton. The old Polo Grounds was in Central Park. Really? They should have kept it there. Polo Grounds is just a special place. I remember finding that in All-Star Baseball back in the day, or MVP, one of the two, and like, it was like I found the greatest thing of all time. Polo Grounds. Easy fly ball homers to the corners and inside the Parkers to center. No place like it. Alex Wojciechowski? Or, no, I think I'm getting confused with the pitcher that is on the Yankees now. That came over from the Orioles. Asher Wojciechowski. I don't know how to say his name. John Skelton played at Fordham? I didn't know that. Jake Locker. Man, the 2011 quarterback class. That needs to be a presentation on, like, this is not how to address quarterback. Unless you were the Panthers that year. They did fine. Sammy Coates. We are giving Zaire Burton every opportunity to go and win Rookie of the Year. Issa Abdul Kudus. I remember him for the Lions, yeah. Jimmy Kleinsasser. Oh yeah, Viking fans will always remember Jim Kleinsasser. Oh yeah, Dalton was 2011. I was trying to think of who the other quarterback was that panned out. You know, Dalton wasn't a bust. Not even remotely close to being a bust. Especially because he was a second-round pick. Like, when a second-round quarterback doesn't pan out, you move on with your life. Unless you're the Broncos. Then you're, like, desperately hoping it works. We need this to work, please. Our team is so good. Jacoby Ford. Oh, man. I mean, I grew up playing Madden. Of course, I'm all about Jacoby Ford and Johnny Lee Higgins and every receiver that was ever drafted by the Raiders in that era. Darius Hayward-Bay. Monty Ball. Very good at Wisconsin. Oh, Brandon Banks. See? That's the Mutt crowd coming back. Because there was a year Brandon Banks was like the default kick returner and really good. No playoffs. 6-10. We're regressing hardcore here. Roseman, 31-7. Zaire Burton. That's good volume. He got up to 78. Ingram. I mean, he's just so good. There's no reason he needs to retire. He could pass Jerry Rice if he would just keep playing. This is a long time for a receiver to stay in the game, too. Like, I feel like he's about to retire, but the stats say he should keep playing. Donovan Lynch looks like he's panned out. So Roseman, 518. Ingram, 1248. 18K, 166. Rice is within reach. Not yardage. But touchdowns, that's 31. That's 3 years. Rice is not within reach. There should be like one of those like charts where it's like, do you think you're close to catching Jerry Rice? Yes. No, you're not. Mike Sims Walker. Good old Jaguars. We'll have to check Roseman's legacy score. Yeah, that's a good point. I want to check out Ingram's as well. Armonte Edwards. Oh yeah, Appalachian State, man. You can't retire at 90 overall. It just cannot happen. You must continue playing. That legacy score is ridiculous. Roseman's at 18.1 though. All right, Patriots and Giants. Giants win again. History just continues to repeat itself. Dre Tatum retired. No. Ooh, I think he's going to keep playing. Oh, George Ingram's going to keep playing. Cecil Shorts. Oh, man. And just think, there's more than a few players that were drafted or undrafted this year. You can do the same thing 10 years from now. Remember so-and-so? Whatever happened to him? Come on. Come on. Well, we're going to have to check his stats in Jacksonville. That's okay. Jerry Rice was a Seahawk. Randy Moss was a Titan. Chris Carter was a Dolphin. He was also an Eagle at the beginning of his career. Getting a little late here. Try to trade back for him. Alright, give me a sec. Tim Brown was a Buck, wasn't he? Stephon Diggs was a Bill. We just want him back. I don't know why that worked. We're obviously not going for realism at this point. We're going for our emotions. And Jerry Rice's records. Antonio Brown was a Raider. Terrell Owens was a Raven. I'm pretty sure that was like only legit for like 3.5 minutes. How about Jermaine Kearse? Where'd Jermaine Kearse go? I know, I'm pretty sure he left to the Jets. Didn't he spend like a year with the Jets? I can't remember if that was a couple years ago or what. Oh yeah, Owens was a Bengal and a Seahawk. And played for an indoor football league too. Greg Jennings was a Dolphin. I remember Jermaine Kearse with the Lions. Kurt Warner was a Giant. That's right, at the end of his career. Josh Johnson was half the teams in the league. Josh Johnson's still in the league. So this year, 9-7, a bit better, but still not good enough. 30-4 for Rosemond. Burton. Touchdowns are there. I mean, you can't retire. 1,313. He can't retire. A lot of interceptions. I gotta check those career stats in case anyone retires, because the game will wipe that data. I want to at least be able to see this. 548 touchdowns. 605 sacks. That's a lot. George Ingram, man. Incredible player. Fowler might get to 1,000, 10,000, and 100. Oh, he has to play, though, like another 2 years to get to 1,000 catches. What's Fowler's legacy? Not Hall of Fame? Yeah, okay. Falcons Raiders Super Bowl. That's random. Congratulations, Atlanta. No, they both retired. George Ingram, Cassius Fowler. Oh, man, what a duo. Mitchell Holiday, too. So now we're just waiting on Roseman's retirement, and we can be done. Man. Almost nobody is left from the start of this simming. It's a completely different team outside of the quarterback. Well, we got to get on it. Anyone watching this after it's over, the last episode of the Texans franchise is just going to hear me talking about random football players for like 2 hours. What else are you going to do in a long-term sim stream? So what games are y'all playing these days? It's the summertime. It's not new game season. For most. I'm seeing a lot of people get into Apex lately. Mario Aces, NCAA, MLB The Show. Got a lot of baseball fans here. Pokemon Unite. Red Dead Redemption 2. Team Fortress 2. God of War. I really want to play that God of War. The Show. Trails of Cold Steel 4. Pokemon Black. Yeah, that Trails of Cold Steel. I really wanted to check that out. I know you brought that up a couple streams ago. Uncharted. Ooh, I love Uncharted. Fallout 3 again. MVP 05. Stellaris. Sounds like something to do with space. Assassin's Creed Origins. Not Fantasy Football. Final Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14 seems to be really hot right now, too. Pokemon Pearl. Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of Pokemon Platinum. Gens 4 and 5 were kind of the generations I missed. So, playing Platinum here and there. Last of Us Part 2, Civ 6, Madden 09, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh man, I'm partway through that. I just haven't had the time lately. Such a great game. It's the most next-gen feeling last-gen game. But maybe it's not fair, because I am playing on a PS5, so I am playing it at like 4K 60, and the game is just so optimized and perfect. Legit just finished Platinum last week. Yeah, everybody's telling me I had to play it, and for some reason I decided that the year the remakes are released is the right time. Just finished Watch Dogs 2 last week. That's a good game. I think people were really sour on the first Watch Dogs, that they didn't really give 2 a chance. That was a good game. I really liked Watch Dogs 2. Are they really putting out a PS5 version of it? How could it possibly be better? It was already optimized for PS4 Pro. Maybe it wasn't actually in 4K? I don't know. $575, 70,000. Is this where Roseman calls it a career? And now we got the battle for Pennsylvania. Re-downloaded Gears of War, the first one. I've actually thought about going back to play the Gears of War campaign again. I think about playing a lot of games. I think about playing more than I actually play, because I'm usually just doing this, or baseball, or watching football or something. But I think a lot about playing games. I really do. Alright. Are we going another year? Looks like it. Paul Sears. Alright, no one retired for us. We just gotta sim until Roseman retires, and then we're done. The goal is to be $500 million in debt. Yeah, the CPU does not do a good job of handling things. I don't think I'll do a 2K series this year, but I do want to try out the different sports games and be a little more involved with those. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea, especially because I want to do some smaller series, so I'd be more open to some other games if I can think of things that don't take all day. Oh, minus $888 million in debt. Yeah, that would be the ultimate goal, I think. Like, I'd love to check out NHL this year and FIFA. If they're doing a PGA game, when does the PGA game come out? The release timing is so weird to me. Like, sports games don't come out in the summer. The Masters is like summer-ish, right? Like, why doesn't PGA release a game alongside the Masters? Or something. Why does PGA come out later in the year? It's just the busy time. Oh, I thought it was EA that got Super Mega Baseball. To me, they could make a really solid, you know, slap the MLB license on Super Mega Baseball, and RBI Baseball no longer exists. Okay? Straight up. Because Super Mega Baseball is already on every platform. If that game had the MLB license, it would be really, really high potential. The gameplay is already solid. Without any gameplay improvements, you slap the MLB license in Super Mega Baseball, it would be a very good seller, I think. They do have rugby games, yeah. And Australian football. Yep. Kane can make kickball really good. I have always said I think kickball should be an Olympic sport. I like to see kickball in the Olympics. Why isn't there a professional kickball league? Where are the playoffs? They do have handball, yeah, but kickball, I mean, come on. 45-42? We just can't get out of the wild card. 6 touchdowns, no picks, 372, and you lose. Just retire. This team isn't good enough for you. They're horrible. No way. On the ticker? Do you know what just happened? Wait till I show you. Olympic lawn darts? No. Lawn darts, they don't let you play that anymore. Bocce ball. Olympic bocce ball. That's what I want. MVP, Doug Ward. I don't think he retired. We keep going. He was MVP last year too? Are you kidding me? Doug Ward is legit. He's won multiple MVPs now. He's going to the Hall of Fame. How old is Roseman? I think like 38 or 39. Thoughts on potential NFL Street type game from 2K? I mean, 2K's engine for football is still the best I've ever seen. So, yeah. Definitely. Anything. Yeah, I'll check the record books at the end for sure. We just need one more player to retire. Just checking out some baseball scores. J.R. Smith enrolls at North Carolina A&T, plans to play golf. That's a headline right now on ESPN. The Twins played today and they beat the White Sox 1-0. Colomé got the save again against the White Sox on back-to-back days. This trolling. Polanco hit a triple and a home run. Jorge Polanco has been really good this season. Bailey Ober, 5.1 innings. Thielbar and Manaea? Wow. Not even their best bullpen arms. Go Twins. top 3 hitters for the White Sox. Cesar Hernandez, Andrew Vaughn, and Jose Abreu combined for 8 strikeouts today. No playoffs. We go 6-10. 27. Who's Ted Meadows? Who's Ted Meadows? And why is he on my team? Where's Shadon Roseman? What have you done? He's on the Chargers. The quarterbacks never leave. He went to the Chargers. He's in the playoffs. Bolt up. He pulled a Brady. Oh, man. Not in the Super Bowl, though. He got out of the wild card round. Well, if this is the year, let's check the numbers. In my previous long-term sims, have the quarterbacks ever left? I'm pretty sure. I didn't do one with the Browns. I'm pretty sure Unger and Sparks never left. But I also didn't do anything to try to keep him here. I just simmed, and whatever happened, happened. It would only be one Super Bowl, yeah. Oh, Sparks left to the Bengals? Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Chiefs win. And there you have it, everybody. 19 seasons. Shadon Roseman finally retires. Finishes it up. Phillip Rivers style. Switching teams. But hey, he got the 1 Super Bowl title. We're happy about that. And here are career stats now. He finishes number 3 all-time behind Brady and Breeze, ahead of Mahomes. Passing touchdowns, second behind Tom Brady at 636. Rushing yards, probably nobody from the series. Rushing touchdowns, same deal. Receiving yards, George Ingram, number 2. DJ Morris, number 3. Christian Kirk, top 10. Receiving touchdowns, Ingram, number 2. DJ Morris, number 4, behind Randy Moss. That means 3 Vikings in the top 10. Catches, DJ Morris, and then George Ingram. Fantastic. Sacks, Myles Garrett. Hillhouse got to 159. Interceptions, yeah, right. Any season records? Just looking at years. Receiving what? In a Madden sim, you got to 1908? Wow. The touchdowns here are pretty good. Catches, 130. I want to go see his numbers before we're done. Myles Garrett broke the sack record. Twice. Oh, and let's see if anybody broke any of these game records. See? 2033 Jake Lowry got up there. I didn't even notice that before. Here we have Josh Allen with touchdowns and Jalen Hurts. Zeke got this rushing touchdown mark. 5 touchdowns. T. Higgins, Tyler Lockett. Catches, no sacks. Yep. Marcus Davenport, DeForest Buckner. Alright, I need to check out this wide receiver. What was his name again? It was like 5 letters. I don't know if he's still on this team. 4 letters. Connor Ginn. Thank you for not retiring yet. Because I wanted to look. Whoa, 15, 15, 19. He put up some real numbers. 1908 on 130, 19 touchdowns. That's incredible. Former 2nd round pick. Last pick in the 2nd round. Just the best receiver every year. That's cool. Now, what more can I do to check out the Hall of Fame in here? Like legacy leaderboard, is that all I can do? Brady, Garrett, Mack, Donald, Breeze, Miller, Hillhouse. Cam Cobb, Stephon Ferris in the Hall of Fame. Now, Roseman could get there. We just have to sim forward like a stage. Jabari Carr got to the Hall of Fame. He did it. Irv Smith's in the Hall of Fame. So is Cole Kmet. So are you really going to tell me that one of the 3 best, 4 best receivers of all time didn't get in? Come on. George Ingram didn't go to the Hall of Fame. When does the Hall of Fame go through in here? I know it's hard to make it as a receiver, but come on. Let's just sim to the draft. Imagine threatening Jerry Rice's records and not being a Hall of Famer. In Madden, you go to the Hall of Fame the year after you retire, or you don't make it at all. You need to get to 15K legacy, basically. And he didn't, somehow. Alright. 2 players enshrined, Shadon Rosemond and Larry Oakley. So Rosemond is in the Hall of Fame. And now I don't think there is anybody on the team that was here when we started today. Wait, Marshall Bernard. Never mind. 1 guy, I think. That was pretty good. Oh, that's gonna about wrap it up, everybody. I'm just simming one more to see if we can finish 8-8. That's all I'm doing here. This is the last one. But I appreciate you all spending time with me and spending the last 7 months with this series. It's been a really fun one. And I can't wait to get on to the next one. It's a tough one to follow up, considering how challenging and rewarding it was. The memes, like, this was a really, really fun time. Oh, we have to check the debt, too. Yeah, we'll get to free agency to check the debt. So we'll have our final record, our final debt count, and then it'll be done. Is there going to be a recap video? I don't know, because I'm going to switch into Madden 22 mode, and I might not be able to do it right now. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I'm also moving right now. Not across the country, but I am moving, so that's going to eat up time. I'm going to make content in the morning and into the afternoon, and then at night working on the move. So if I'm not sleeping, I'm doing something. Oh yeah, there was a guy named Warren Sapp on the team, and when I saw that, I'm like, is that William Sapp? A wide receiver from, what, the Bucks? Well, I'm not leaving Texas, no. Just different house. And the last record of the Houston Texans franchise. First off, we're in the playoffs. It's not 8-8. What do you mean we went 12-4? How do we go 12-4? The CPU can't build a team. Well, we didn't go to the Super Bowl. But here's the team that just went 12-4. O-line, no. Who is that? CJ Franklin? Where'd he come from? They drafted him. 4th round pick. Superstar tight end. Well done. Got 3 good receivers. They rebuilt the receiving core without me. That's fantastic. They still have Marshall Bernard. They also have, you know, some good front four. They're trying to rebuild my team. I gotta give them credit. All right, final debt count. We end the season in the hole. How much? It's the rebuild of the rebuild of the rebuild. Exactly. We have just found another layer to this series. We finish. We just signed a 90 overall quarterback to a $106 million deal. And an 88 overall D tackle. $452 million. I think I want to do one more season. This is the year we go 8-8. The Texans have sold NRG Stadium in order to pay off over $450 million in debt. GM Kane has no comment. None. The story has to be that when this game ends, the NFL went bankrupt because of the Texans. Yes. We bankrupt the entire NFL. How'd we do it? A few $1 million at a time. We're now playing at the University of Houston. Texans now play in a Walmart parking lot. Yeah, now it's not tailgating outside the stadium. You're tailgating at the game. Plus, the biggest concession stand ever is right there. George Ingram, the best receiver in all your franchises? You know, I think we finally found someone that can challenge like Reggie Shepard. George Ingram is the closest thing I've had to like Jerry Rice. Appreciate the super chat. Yeah, George Ingram's an all-timer now, I think. Right up there with like Perry Cummings at running back. The Astrodome gets reopened. Is the Astrodome still standing? They don't leave those stadiums. What did you do? That's the worst season of the whole day. This series, I tell you. What? What? Come on. You sign a top 10 quarterback. He goes for 15 and 10. How do you do that? Oh man. Seriously, how did they do that? And he had the audacity to take Shadon Roseman's number. What happened? He just put up Teddy Bridgewater's numbers. Yes, Blitz. Although Teddy's never had more than 14 touchdowns. Devon, I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. And now in the Matt Patricia Bowl, we have the Patriots and the Lions. I thought it said Joe Hayden was a Super Bowl MVP. The Lions win it. You know what? We get a ring. The Lions get a ring. Everybody but the Vikings, I guess, in this series. Alright, I'm getting final deck count. And then I'm out of here. Forgot to type. Who do you think wins a matchup between George Ingram and Nate Bell? Oh, man. Oh, man. That one's difficult. I do think, you know, Ingram kind of struggled against the best. But I'd still take him in the slot. I think I'd still have to take him in the slot. Appreciate the super chat. Devon or Devin, not sure. I've heard it both ways. So we end this series truly. We're getting out of debt. We can rebuild our balance. We're not done. We're actually getting like more money. Oh, is it because we're not spending enough? We have 71 million in cap space. I don't know what we're doing. There's no plan. We're getting out of debt. We're paying off the debt. We're fine. We sold the stadium. Oops. All right, everybody. I think that's going to be it for me. What a great series here at the Houston Texans. It was a great stream tonight. Thank you all for being part of it. It's been almost 4 hours. We had a great run. Can't wait to see what's next. Madden season's upon us. Madden 22 starts tomorrow. I'm sure I'm going to have some content up, so be ready. I got to get some sleep so I can get up and grind. Have a good night, everybody. Appreciate all the support. You guys are incredible. I'll see you tomorrow.